Basura, what's up, dude? What's up? Just waiting for a few more heads to get in here. I know it's a bit late, but and it's been a minute, like you said. Let me wait for a few more people to get in here, and then I'll start going off. Crate, what's up, man? Jared, what's good? You playing that Final Fantasy 7, Asura? Byron, what's going on, dude? Yeah, Crate, I'm good. Thank you. You stay safe yourself, man. Yeah, Sarah. I don't know. Final Fantasy 7 wasn't one of my favorites. I think I'm in the minority with that one. All right. Fuck it. I'm gonna go in. People are gonna just gonna have to catch up on this one. Uncle Nick Taylor was good, bro. You came in just in time. I'm about to go in real quick, man. Um, First off, I've been gone for a minute. I was in Costa Rica for a little bit. Had to take a little vacay. Had to get out of the states. Y'all know how it is here. It's very hectic here in the states. I guess that's kind of an understatement, depending on where you live. And yeah, I had to get out. I had a blast in Costa Rica. I came back. Really didn't feel like uploading anything. I jumped on the Speak Your Clout podcast. Shout out to my homie Mike. Shout out to Mon Placebo. Some of you might know him as Immobilarity. And my man VOD Crack. Jumped on there as a surprise guest while I was in Costa Rica, by the way. But I highly recommend it to anybody to get out of the U.S. If you're living here, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Get out of the U.S., all right? Get your passport. Start looking at other countries and getting your life experience up, all right? What's up, Jeremiah? Anyway, just want to cover a few things. Uh, yeah, Jared, thank you. Yeah, I did have a great vacation. You got to get down there. What's up, Go Rag? What's up, Sketch and Prince Revolver? What's going on? I'm about to go in on a few things. You see the title? It's called Living in Idiocracy, the women's edition. I just want to talk about three figures that are women that y'all know me. I just can't stand the hypocrisy and the stupidity in society. So I'm just gonna go in. Cardi B. Let's start with three people I want to talk about. I'm gonna, you know what? Let's make it fun. I'm gonna let y'all choose who I going on first. You got Cardi B. You got Sarah Fuller. For those that don't know who that is, it's this female soccer player that is being praised now for literally kicking this football that was supposed to be like a kickoff kick. She essentially like kicked the shit like 30 yards and the shit went horizontal. I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about Noah Cyrus, who this is Miley Cyrus's sister. Um, I didn't know she had a sister, to be honest, until this nonsense that came up. So I'm gonna let y'all pick who I go in on first. Um, did I check out Illuminati Congo? No, Jeremiah. I'm gonna check him out. I did search him, and I saw he had a lot of stuff, but I didn't listen to anything yet. All right, so Mr. Right One says go at Noah first, right? Yeah, Go Rag says Cyrus. Yeah, okay. So Noah Cyrus is like I mentioned, Miley Cyrus's sister, and she recently made some noise because my girl Candace Owens was talking about masculinity, because on the one of the recent Vogue magazine covers, I guess Harry Styles was on there in a female dress or whatever, and she basically was saying, in a nutshell, yo, this is an image that Hollywood keeps pushing down our throats. Like she wants to see men. Like, why is it bad to be seen the image of a man? And I've talked about this before. I've talked about emasculation of men, particularly black men, but men in general. And she wasn't attacking Harry Styles. She made that perfectly clear. She said, that he just happens to be the example because he's on the front cover of Vogue dressed like this. So Harry Styles did a little clap back, sort of, where he went on Instagram dressed in another dress while taking a banana. He took a banana and made it look like, I don't even want to fucking emulate what he did, but he kind of made it look like he was kind of sucking a dick in a sense. And so it was, and Candace clapped back. So they kept it kind of friendly in a sense. Noah Cyrus comes in, I believe, I'm not sure if it was on Twitter or on Instagram, but basically called her called her a nappy ass hoe. Which is fucking, I mean, just the term. Hold on. The term nappy asshole, I don't know, it's just funny to me. That's just me channeling my inner Patrice O'Neal. But you know what kills me is when it comes down to, and Candace said this best, and I've been saying this a lot too. I've said this a few times. When you're racist against the right people ain't gonna call you out on your racism. They're not. Some people kind of did. I believe they said some stuff to Noah, but overall, I'm talking about, when I say she won't get called out, she won't get called out by her peers. She's not gonna get called out by the rest of Hollywood saying, yeah, you're racist and this and that. She's not gonna get quote unquote canceled. She's not gonna get dragged. It's okay because it's Candace Owens. She's the devil to when it comes to majority of Hollywood, when it comes to majority of these SJWs and leftists. It's okay to call her out her name. It's okay to call her house nigga, Uncle Tom. And in this case, you got a white girl calling her a nappy ass hoe. Now, I don't know if any of you remember a dude named Don Imus. He got in trouble for this years back for calling I forget what female basketball team it was. I'm not sure if it was Rutgers, but anyway, called them. He goes, man, those are some nappy-headed hoes, and he got slaughtered for that. So that's my biggest problem with a lot of y'all. Like, y'all not consistent. You guys are not consistent. You only pick and choose your targets. So racism is okay with a lot of y'all, apparently. Let's see what's going on. The left's so racist when the second they don't have a good argument. That's right, Sketch. Um, Jared, there's nothing wrong with masculinity. Yep. Corporal, what's up? Sketch therapy. Hotep Jesus said, "Can this kid gonna have that good hair?" I almost fell out. uh, Prince Revolver, exactly. People don't like Candace, so they'll ride with Noah. Yep. Jeremiah, what happened to the 90s when we were thinking colorblind? Exactly. Shout out to Eric July, by the way. He made a video talking about that shit. One of my favorite videos by him, where he's talking about a time period when he was looking towards, like, he was talking about TV shows when they didn't push all this nonsense, and everybody from different walks of life and different races liked stuff that was geared towards certain races, but everyone got to watch it. Twisters, what's up? Texas Outlaw, what's going on? Prince Revolver, Rucker, okay. Oh, yeah, it was Rutgers, Nick, right? It was Rutgers. Okay, so then, all right. Um, Corporal says, Chappelle must be wrong about Candace. I bet that box smells like strawberries in heaven. Hey, man, I don't know. I know that she's happily married, you know. The good ones usually get taken. That's just how it is. Um, Prince Revolver, Chappelle is a low-key leftist. Well, yeah, he says he's a well, he says he identifies as a liberal. Um, Even though he, like, with his comedy, he's an equal opportunity offender, and I feel that he kind of has to say he's a liberal, um, because you know how it is in Hollywood. You gotta do that. What's up, Mark? Yeah, you finally caught me, right? So yeah, that's it with Noah Cyrus. Noah Cyrus is just she just looks like straight trash. She has no grounds to talk about anybody, and talking about, and she's a nappy ass hoe. I mean, Candace, to me, does she say things that are inflammatory? I mean, she says things that are mean. I guess it depends on who you talk to, but I just think that she tells the harsh truth that a lot of people just can't stand. And again, uh, shouldn't have to resort to racism, but here we are. What's up, Simply Deep? Ghost 8. The mask agenda is such bullshit. The whole West Coast is fucked. Pelosi, Newsom, Brown, Inslee should should ass be on the hook. I think you meant ass should be on the hook. All right. Debo, what's good? Jeremiah, hey, Misanthropic, do you like Tommy Sotomayor? Yeah, I've talked about him several times on my channel. I met him in 2015. I think the video is still up when I went to New York and hung out with him in New York after his Truth and Logic tour. All right, so we got Cardi B and Sarah Fuller. Who you want me to go in on next? Because I got some other shit to say. I will be honest though, Sarah Fuller, there's so much to unravel with that. Jesse Lee Peterson. I like some of the stuff he says. I just think that with Jesse Lee Peterson, with him, he goes to that um line where he kind of makes certain white people feel super comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the type of dude that wants to make anybody feel comfortable. I'm gonna say how I feel, and how do I say it? Just if it offends somebody, it offends somebody. I don't really care. And what I mean about making white people feel comfortable, like, you know what I mean, like, they feel comfortable saying certain things when they're not welcome to say certain things. You know what I mean? I guess that's a layman's way of putting it, but like I'll put it this way, like he kind of says things to the point where you're like, damn, dude, like that, like, there are no white racists in a sense. You know what I mean? When we know good and goddamn well there are. But even though I do agree with him, I do agree with a lot of things he says. He is on point with certain things, but he's one of those guys that goes a little bit over that line for me personally. Who else did you ask me about? Someone just asked me about Umar. Yeah, Corporal. Yeah, Umar I like too. I don't agree with everything. Again, when it comes down to emasculation, he's on point. When it comes down to how black people should vote, definitely, I agree with him there. When it comes to black economics, I agree with him there. Some of the other stuff he kind of loses me on, but Young Pharaoh, Asura, yeah, I like him too. I haven't listened to him in a while, or I should say religiously. Like, I catch him on and off, but I like Young Pharaoh. Yeah, Nick. Yeah, Uncle Nick. Yeah, plenty of racists of every type. Yeah, but I'm saying, like, when it comes to I was asked about Jesse Lee Peterson, particularly. I think that he kind of is one of those dudes. Sometimes when you hear some of the things he says, it's kind of like, don't go that far. You know what I mean? So someone said for me to go Cardi B, so I'm gonna do that next. Cardi B, she just came out and she said that people were singing WAP in front of the White House, and that was a victory to her, and it's the power of the pussy. And I gotta say, man, she just got dubbed Woman of the Year for 2020, and I gotta say, she could have that. I wouldn't label her Woman of any year, but she could have 2020, because 2020 is straight dog shit. So if she wants to represent 2020, so be it. But y'all know how I feel about fucking Cardi B. As far as her, you know, and her success with WAP, good for her. Her and Meg Thee Stallion, that's her job. She's supposed to make money. She got a #1 song. She changed vernacular within the hip hop lexicon. That's good for her. Now, when it comes down to the hypocrisy of Cardi B, and particularly her fucking sycophant, dick sucking fans. These are the same type of people now, and I gotta go here. These are the same type of people that will use the logic that Donald Trump talks about, grabbing by the pussy and this and that. When Donald Trump, when you listen to what he was saying in context, he's sitting here talking about groupie culture, and him being a billionaire and him having that ability, which women themselves agree. By if you ever heard the statement, and I think I mentioned this before as well, if you ever heard the statement, when a woman sees a celebrity that she's fawning over, they'll go, oh, I'll let him do whatever he wants to me. So what if the dude wants to grab you by the pussy? And the reason she's saying that is because it's someone that she's attracted to. Okay, so what Donald Trump is saying is nothing different than what we already know. All right. So I just find it odd that these are the same people that will cry and use that as a talking point. Meanwhile, be singing the lyrics to WAP. I mean, just any Cardi B song, let alone WAP. I mean, it's total insanity. And let me see if I could pull that up here. Hang on a second. Give me 1 second. I think, yeah, I think I set it up here. Let's do this. Whoops, I got this up. Got my chat up because I want to see y'all. All right. So here it is on Hip Hop DX. And there was one little thing here that I wanted to read that she said. Here we go. I want to show people that you can do positive things, but you can also be yourself. I'm a very sexual person. I love sex and I like to rap about it. I like to do it. I admire my husband's penis. I love pussy and I love my body and I want to be able to express that. I'm just a naughty girl and I'm not hurting nobody because I love my pussy and I want to rap about it. Hey, listen. In isolation, I don't think there's anything wrong with that sentiment, but I think it's a little bit. I think it's obvious that you do like all that shit that you said, but it's a little bit TMI, and it's influencing a lot of people the wrong way. But hey, this is America. You have the right to say and do what you want. I just think that she's nasty as hell. That's just my opinion. I think there's nothing attractive about this woman. And I know a lot of people are going to come to me, but you like Latinas, so what? I think she's disgusting. All right. So I just wanted to cover that real quick. Anyway, let's see. Let's see what y'all are saying real quick. Derek Ray says, will they make a Venom 2 movie? Yes. Andy Serkis is directing it, and he is editing it right now. It's supposed to come out next year. It's called There Will Be Carnage. Old School, what's good, bro? Old School Tony Carter. Let's see. Sketch says the Democrat Party lost the Civil War, segregated us, and forcefully sterilized us till 1977. Hell yeah, they are the white racists. Prince Revolver, he's like that one light-skinned dude who cried over white people having white guilt. Ghost H says, you ain't black if you don't vote for Joe. Texas. Yeah, I'm about to get into that. I'm about to get into the Sarah Fuller thing. Sketch Therapy, Young Pharaoh. Yeah, I like him, like I said. Yeah. Dr. Cognitive, Sketch Democrats are still the party of the racist. I agree. Sort of like an apologist from the sounds of things, Jesse Lee. Yeah, Nick Taylor. Yeah, I guess you, for lack of a better term, yeah. When it comes to certain things, Ghost 8 Murs don't like white, but his whole fan base is white. Really? Ghost, I heard the opposite. I remember years ago, I remember when he was talking about he don't like to really throw a lot of racial disses in his raps because it's kind of, he says it's kind of counterproductive. Has he changed his stance on that? Merce? Prince Revolver, women love the smallest victories that mean absolutely nothing. um, let me see. Um, okay. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Ghost State says Republicans were such cocksuckers about weed. It made kids in the 80s and 90s rebel and smoke so much. The war on drugs was lost and legalized, and now crack, cocaine, heroin are okay, but and will be legalized. Yeah, that's that's my one beef with Republicans is like they a lot of them don't have balls when it comes to certain things. Cardi B is definitely nasty. Cardi is a 5 with all that makeup on. Sketch therapy. Foot Locker don't want you to think of tomorrow, so they promote the concert of hoes who will make you think for the endless present. F now, spend now, forget tomorrow. Same for other brands. Lord Hybrid, what's good? All right, so the last one I want to get into, which I mean is hilarious. Oh, Mark Hendricks. Thank you. Mark Hendricks says, just showing some support and salty love to my bro. Yo, Mark, much love, bro. Salty Army represent, man. Salty Army, Salty Cracker and Mrs. Salty. That they're my family. Shout out to them. If you don't know who they are, they got a great YouTube channel, blowing the fuck up right now. I feel kind of lost. Like I've left in the dust, but Salty deserves it. He's getting all types of love from the Next News Network. Adrian Curry's part of the Salt Army. Shit is wild. Shit is gonna pick up. And I want to do another live stream with my brother Salty. So we gotta plan that one out. Shout out to Truth Teller. Y'all know what it is. Truth Teller 410. Another part of my family. Go check him out. O'Shea, JD Black, y'all know what it is. So let's get into this Sarah Fuller thing, man. Sarah Fuller, like I mentioned before, Sarah Fuller is a soccer player who recently was paraded out on the Vanderbilt college football team to do I think it was a kickoff after halftime. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. And first of all, the Vanderbilt's team has a horrible record. I think it is like 24 wins and like 55 losses or something like that. They just have a real shit record, okay? This season, they were 0-8. 0 wins, 8 losses. This game in particular that I'm referencing, they were already getting shut out. They were getting the shit kicked out of them. I believe at the time when she got on the field, it was like 20 or 21 to 0. They were losing, right? So they bring this chick out. You had one of these dudes holding the ball, and they were hyping this chick up. She got all padded up. She walks out, and let me tell you something too. I haven't really been a avid sports watcher for a long time, since I was a teenager, since I was very, very young. And I just got turned off by it. because of people that I went to school with, and you know, a lot of them were kind of corny, and it just turned me off from sports. It just kind of bled into that. But anyway, she comes out here, she's padded up. Oh my God, we're about to make history, and this and that. First female football player. So you would think, you know, that she was getting this fucking fanfare coming out to kick this ball. So you would think, all right, you know, like, we're gonna see some phenomenal kick. Yo, this kick was so fucking embarrassing. It was hilarious. So it basically, like I mentioned before, it just went across like this. It was just like a little horizontal kick. You know, like when you got a kicker, you're getting an arc. Sometimes the shit passes the camera. That's how high the shit goes. Sometimes the camera can't keep up with the shit. But this literally went like this and like bounced on the floor. And people are making excuses saying that it's supposed to be a squib kick or whatever. But why would you lead off with a squib kick? That, to me, that doesn't make sense. All right. And mind you, she didn't complete a down. She didn't do it. She literally kicked it and she ran off. She ran off the field. So her whole purpose was just to come out here, kick the ball, and get off the field. And this was just a publicity stunt. That's it. It's just one of these moments that people, like, you're fabricating, you're manufacturing history. You're faking it. Because if this woman was really qualified to play the game of football, put her in there and let her play the whole fucking game. Let her play the whole goddamn game. But we all know the reasons why you won't do that. Because we know that men and women are built differently. If you left that woman out there, she would have gotten her head taken apart. She would have been decapitated, annihilated. We all know this, but you want to play this stupid ass game that a woman can do anything that a man can do. Great. So keep her out there the whole game, and then we'll talk about women's moments and all that nonsense. You going out there and doing that bullshit kick. And then, see, the problem with this is, you know, social justice is wrapped around it. So it didn't just end there. It spread into all this bullshit. And it was so beautiful. Some of the shit that came out, like, it, number one, the coach, I think his name is Derek Mason. Yo, this nigga was fired after that game. Yo, when I heard that, I died of laughter. I'm like, how fitting. You can't make that up. Like, this Negro got fired. And I'm like, yeah, he should be fired, because this clown is not concerned with making these dudes win. He's not concerned with that, obviously. No, I want to sit here and make history. And this clown, I think he tweeted this, or he put this out there somewhere, where he says, oh, I just want to say that I'm thankful for the opportunity to have coached a bunch of men, but one courageous female. Like, he had to get that in on the way out. He had to virtue signal while leaving. And my dude, don't you understand that's why you got fired? Because your record stinks. Your record is shit. And instead of you worrying about which players have tits and a vagina, I'm worried about, you should be worried about winning games. You know what I'm saying? Or I was going to say, if I were you, I would be worried about winning games. Getting out here, motivating your players, doing all this shit. It's fucking ridiculous. That's number one. That, to me, was fucking hilarious. All right? So, what else happened with that shit? So then you come and find out that during halftime, this chick, number one, well, you found out, I think it was post-game, that she comes out and says during halftime, yeah, all these guys, their heads were down, and essentially I had to come in and kick them in the ass and this and that and tell them what the fuck is going on and this and that. Could you imagine, like, if you're one of those players that you've been busting your ass, all season, you're getting your ass handed to you in previous games, you're getting your ass handed to you now, and then you got this chick who is a soccer player and is getting the princess treatment, coming out here, and then on top of it, she's coming to talk down to you as if you're not a professional. Bro, I would have fucking punched her in her shit. Like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, these dudes are getting their asses kicked. Yeah, they're not going to be sitting there smiling, right? So anyway, you got that aspect. Then the post-game shit where, oh my God, how did you do this? And blah, 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 blah. She's the greatest thing that ever happened since sliced bread. They're talking her up, and they lost the game 41-0. They got shut the fuck out. But she's the highlight. She's the greatest thing that happened to the game. Meanwhile, you probably got these dudes going back with their heads down that need maybe the right motivation, obviously the right coach, but you're going to sit here and talk up this girl. Now, they gave her player of the week. What else happened? Supposedly now, you got players opting out of the next game. They're like, you know what? Because supposedly she's coming out to kick again. And some of the players are like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. I'm done. I don't want to deal with this shit. So now what the media is doing is they're being funny. And they're saying, well, I think they were supposed to play Georgia. And their excuse is, oh, well, COVID's around, so the game's going to be postponed. Nah, it ain't COVID. It ain't COVID because COVID's out right now. If that was the case, no one would be playing. And shout out to Outkick, the coverage. That's Clay Travis and Jason Whitlock's new media outfit. Love them to death. Shout out to them. Shout out to Sports Wars and Black and White Sports, great channels. But Clay Travis was the one who put that shit out there about the whole COVID excuse. Like, get the fuck out of here. Nah, that's bullshit. And then just today, this also broke that supposedly during the kick, you had players on the sideline that were actually crying because of the moment. Dude, I can't anymore. I can't take it, man. Shout out to my man Shahid Simon. He wanted me to do a video on black men crying. Which I still want to do, but I think I'm gonna have to make it general with men crying. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. That Sarah Fuller thing is insane. And also, like someone else mentioned in the live chat, and I think what was it? Jeremy from Sports Wars and Geeks and Gamers, and also Black and White Sports. John Matrix said this as well. You're gonna know how SJW this is. Well, it already is SJW, but what's gonna put the icing on the cake is the moment she gets nominated for a Heisman. You're gonna know. I'm telling you. It's gonna be insane if they give her if she even gets a mention for the Heisman. I'm out. Like, I'm done. I mean, I don't really watch sports too much anyway. I mean, nothing really outside of UFC on and off, but that's it. I mean, the Sarah Fuller thing is hilarious. I bet there's more coming with that shit. But yeah, I just want to talk about those three women in particular, just to show you that we're living in idiocracy. It's fucking ridiculous, bro. Like, it's total insanity. Let's see what my people are saying to me. Texas Outlaw says, when I started following Salty, he was only like at 8K, and in like 6 and 7 months, his channel blew the fuck up. Yeah. When I followed him, I forget how many he had, but he was moderate. But now he's at, like, he crossed half. What was it? Half of a mil. He's over 500K. Dude, I gotta give it to him. That is my brother from another mother with a different color. Let's see what else. Crystal Howley says she's an embarrassment. She is lame for even a soccer player. James Bonenkamp says, I remember the Salt Misanthropic stream. That was a good one. Thank you. Mark says, that's kind of sad. 8 losses, 0 wins. Then they celebrate with a 30-yard kick that nearly went out of bounds. I know, it's ridiculous. And I know people are going to say, you know, oh, you're sexist and this and that. You know what? I'm not even blaming Sarah Fuller, because, look, you're absorbing the limelight. She's, what is she, 21 years old? And it's like, come on. Like, this is insane. Like, people just want to put things out there to say that they're the first. And women could do the same thing. They literally cannot. Women have their differences, which make them strong in their own right, and men have their differences, which make us strong in our own right. But this whole shit where you want to, just say that arbitrarily, yeah, women can do the same thing. No, they can't. Listen, again, you want to play that game and put the women in the NFL? I'm game if the women could survive. And if they're talented enough, if they got cannon arms, if they could fucking kick. Hey, listen, I got nothing to say. But don't be running around talking about when you get fucking sacked. I don't want to hear you say, well, I'm a woman. Nah. If you're a woman, you get that equal treatment. Let's say, Jared says, I just shook my head and laughed at how terrible Sarah Fuller's kick was. It was truly pathetic. Definitely. Texas Outlaw says, I'm just saying, it's an agenda to kill competitive sports. If they give her the Heisman, it's over. All right, yeah, it was you, Texas. Every player will quit. Yup, and they should. But her story was made. James, crazy. Ghost State says, BLM almost killed NBA. Yep. Yo, they are killing NBA. Dude, 70% of viewership left the NBA. I mean, that's horrible. Like, when you have a captive audience because of this pandemic, and you have people that are willing to watch you so you can gain revenue and everything, and then you're sitting here putting out divisive messages and all that shit, what do you think people are going to do? Crystal Howley, the left is pathetic. Everything they do is fake, whack, lame, and degrading. Exactly. Twisters, was it worse than 50 Cent's pitch? Yeah, I think it was. I think this kick was worse. James says, Trump throws an opening pitch like a mad lad. I haven't seen his pitch. I seen when he threw the football. I forget where he was, but they put that hole, and he threw it in. First shot went right in. Death Metal Rob says, Manufactured diversity is the worst. Now she looks weak. Exactly. She looks weak as fuck because they're parading her around, and she barely did 31 yards. It's just ridiculous compared to what real kickers do. Oh, and the other aspect about that is now they're trying to run back and get their original one of their original good kickers who's in med school now. They're trying to drag him out. It's ridiculous. That whole situation, based off of them parading this poor girl out, fucking dumb. Look at what social justice caused. Um, Social justice is suffocating us. Exactly. After all the big leagues went full woke and lost more than 50% of their ratings, they're just going to kill everything else. Let me see. Texas Outlaw says they brought a woke white girl in to make a point, and because she sucks, they fired a black male coach. Yes, that's so beautiful, man. That is such a beautiful ending to that story. Well, it's not an ending, but it's just such a great aspect when you look at it. It's fucking hilarious. Mark Hendrick says, get a lady linebacker, then we might actually respect if she is good. Jared says the team needs to get its shit together and get the best players to win games instead of pander to SJWs. Yup. Texas said, I'd have smacked her in the mouth. I don't give a fuck. Crystal Howley says they're all fake. Fake virtue signaling, fake election, fake pandemic, fake media. All about control. I'll never comply. I agree with you. Jared says, if I was in that situation, I'd be pissed as hell. Yup. Corporal says there's a reason why I ain't touched a white girl in a long ass minute. Their ego is mad big. I don't know about all that. Well, to me, Corporal, I think that, women in general, now they're getting souped up. Because this society panders to women. I believe in treating women just like I treat men. I believe in true equality. If you're an asshole, I'm going to treat you like an asshole. If you're a good person, I'm going to treat you like a good person. That's it. I don't do the whole special treatment, you know what I mean? Because you got tits and a vagina, and now all of a sudden I got to sit here and worship the ground you walk on. Nah, I'm not doing that shit. Texas Outlaw says, I played high school football in South Texas. That shit was no joke. High school kids weighing 250, 300 pounds. My freshman class was twice the size of the varsity team. Mark Hendrick says 41 to 0. But yay, we got a chick kicker. Exactly. Twister says, if she wanted them to smile after the game, they should have just let the team run a train on her in the locker. Dude, stop. Stop. Mark Hendrick says, Black and White Sports, Sports Wars, great channels. Most definitely. Shout out to my man Jeremy from Sports Wars and Geeks and Gamers. Shout out to Ryan Kennel from RK Outpost as well. Love those two. Those two make my fucking day. They crack me the fuck up. I've been leaving them super chats too. Tell them, yo, you two guys are hilarious when you cover this shit. Love them. Hopefully I'll get them on the channel one day. Ryan said he was open to it. Jeremy really didn't say much, although he is aware of who I am. So Jeremy, I'm gonna get you one of these days. Ryan, hopefully I get you too. Texas Outlaw says, I weighed 200 pounds as a freshman and played offensive guard, and I ended up on the second string because I was too small. LOL. Corporal says, this nigga be putting me onto these crazy ass stories. It's true. Mark Hendricks says, there were tears of laughter together. Prince Revolver, Brandon Tatum, that's the punk that cried. I take it back. It wasn't him. Nah, Brandon Tatum was going in on this. I watched a couple of his videos. He was essentially saying what I was saying. There's no way he's crying. I love Brandon Tatum, man. There's no way that dude is crying. Yeah. So yeah, you say you take that back. Death Metal Rob, you lose a parent, cry. You lose a pet, cry. Some bitch kicks a ball, fuck out of here. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, what's going on? Like, everyone's so goddamn soft. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I get it. You know, let's go with the historical moment. All right? Like, I'm going to reserve that for her family or like maybe her mom to cry. All right? Not any of you dudes out there. Stop this. Like, it's just fucking irritating. It's weird as shit. It's soft. Twisters to the Texas Outlaw. Those kinds of dudes are not regular human beings. Jared says, what was once in a movie now seems to be a reality we're living in. Exactly. That's why I call this video Living in Idiocracy. Check out that movie. If y'all haven't seen it, I've referenced this years ago. Check out that movie. That movie is pure prophecy. That in 1984. Crystal says, common sense, women cannot play football. Texas Outlaw says, why not just make another league for women just like they did for basketball? I mean, shit, she probably just mad she isn't hot enough to play in the lingerie football league. Mark Hendricks, 70%. Wow, I didn't realize it had gone so far. They better realize soon. Yeah, they dipped down to 70%. People weren't watching. Because they felt like, you know, them taking up these stupid causes, them running around talking about Breonna Taylor and Jacob Blake and all this nonsense and painting Black Lives Matter on the court and players wearing the jerseys. It just got out of hand, and people are like, look, even people that agree with that stuff are like, look, I just want 2.5 hours to escape. Nah, you're going to hit me with this shit. Ray D says, Trump 2020, stop the steal. I'm with you. Mark Hendricks, NBA should be careful. Well, I mean, LeBron James is essentially running the show over there. So, I don't know. He must want to run that whole corporation into the ground. Jared says, rest in peace, NBA. Elizabeth says, nice hat. Thank you, my love. Faded 702 says, what's up? What's going on? Elizabeth, not reasonable women, lol. James, laughing my ass off. Mark Hendricks, burn. Texas Outlaw says, RK and Jeremy are awesome. Most definitely. Those are my favorite ones from Geeks and Gamers and Sports Wars. Even though I do follow their personal channels as well. Crystal says, Brandon makes great videos. Stand-up guy. I agree. Corporal says, yo, your show with Mike and the boys, classic. The best thing about hood niggas like Speak Your Clout. They ain't PC. Yep. Yeah, I've been knowing Mike for a long time. Yeah, long ass time. And a mobilarity even longer. Elizabeth says, okay. Jeremiah, hey, do you think real hip hop is over? No, it's in the underground. even though that's kind of getting a little bit played to me. That's why I only listen to a select few artists. If you notice, I haven't really been reviewing a lot of shit. Even though I'll try to do my top 25 by the end of the year. I just been trying to concentrate on my own shit and just concentrate on certain artists, because a lot of artists are just essentially saying the same thing, same, woke nonsense. Everyone's abandoning their own style to become woke, and it's just fucking annoying. And y'all know. Um, Death Metal says actually they should cry over that pathetic win-loss record. Exactly, cry over that. Prince Revolver, my bad. It was David J. Harris who cried. Wait, David J. Harris cried over the Sarah Fuller chick. Say it ain't so. I love David Harris. There's no way. I don't believe that he cried over what? Please type that in. What did he cry over? Jeremiah Hutchinson says it's all China. NBA is China. Exactly. Crystal, yep. Crystal says the same thing. Mark Hendricks, I also want to give you props on your hat. Very nice. Thank you, bro. Corporal Cemetery, dead end hip hop will never have you back on. LOL. Hey, look, I mean, if they don't, they don't. I mean, look, I still have love for them dudes. We both came up basically at the same time. I respect their views. I may not agree with their views politically, which I'm sure I don't, but that's the beauty of living in America. We have the ability to agree to disagree. I don't hate the brothers. I think that they're very talented. They got their own format, which is fucking awesome. I give them all the props in the world. I got love for them. If they don't want to have me on because of political views, that's something that they gotta take up with themselves. I still love them. I would still talk with them even though they may think differently. I mean, it is what it is. Death Metal Rob, that new Ill Bill is awesome. Definitely. Craig Harrison says China is asshole. Yeah. I love that. Crystal Howley, have you heard anything about the Wu, or are they done? I don't think they're gonna come out with another full record. I don't see that happening. Like with RZA behind the boards, going back to his old equipment. I don't see that. RZA's making too much money in Hollywood. I say if they are gonna do that, just get with True Master, or I would say True Master, because he makes that dirty sound. He makes that shit that's close to what they had in their heyday. Prince Revolver, no, he cried over white people having white guilt. I thought it was a weak move. Prince Revolver, I'm gonna go find that. You somehow you got to send that to me. I gotta see that for myself. Mark Hendricks says Harris did, surely not. Texas Outlaw probably cried laughing. Texas Outlaw, dude has a hilarious laugh. Prince Revolver says the media wants to portray black men as being weak and crying on camera. Doesn't do us any favors. I agree. Totally agree with that. Corporal says there's this white cat on the left worth watching. Jimmy Dore tells it like it is. I know Jimmy Dore. Yeah, I've seen him on Joe Rogan. Mark Hendricks says to Texas Outlaw, I am in the DFW. Shout out to my fellow Texan. That's Dallas, right, Mark? Simply Deeps is asking me, have you seen that Saved by the Bell reboot yet? Nope, I refuse to, because I read the premise on it and I already see where it's going. I'm perfectly good with Saved by the Bell of the past that I grew up with, I'm not watching no reboot. I'm not watching a Saved by the Bell reboot. Death Metal Rob, West Side Guns calling it quits after Hitler ate. Yeah, I heard something about that. I mean, I don't know, man. I love West Side Gun. I think he may do features. I think I think he can't leave the game alone. Like, he's a very unique rapper. So, I know he's making money in fashion, and maybe it's easier for him to make money that way, because you don't have to tour so much and do all this shit. But I honestly don't see him leaving yet. I mean, but, I wish him well in whatever he does. Adam Phillips, Saved by the Bell has a reboot. Which one's gay now? LOL. Adam, you guessed. Well, go read the premise on your own, and you'll see exactly what it is. Jeremiah Hutchin, I've been watching your channel since you did Sage Francis. Yeah. Shout out to Sage Francis. He actually commented on one of my videos a long time ago. I think it was the video I did with I reviewed one of Prolific's albums. Shout out to Sage. Simply says the reboot was bullshit anyway. I prefer the original better. Yep. Yeah, they're doing the same thing with Walker Texas Ranger. I love Walker Texas Ranger, as campy as it could be. I love that show. Anything Chuck Norris, I'm in. But this whole thing, I'm only gonna watch like I'm gonna try and watch like the first like one or two, only because I like the guy who's playing Walker, Jared. His last name is so hard to say. Plawecki, the guy from Supernatural. I like him. So off the strength of him, I'm gonna try and watch like the first episode, but it's already not sounding good at all. So let me see. Jeremiah says it was a great album. It was the album with the best of times. You are a great critique. Yeah, it was called Life. Yeah. Texas Outlaw, reboots of anything are usually crap. Yeah, and nowadays that's all you're getting. Hollywood has no creativity. Death Metal says, where are you? Oh, I hope not. He really feels slighted by hip hop media. Who is that? Who are you talking about? Death Metal. Old school Tony Carter. I like Saved by the Bell, new class. Yeah, even that's all part of that generation. I like that stuff. Texas Outlaw. The only reboot that came close was 310 to Yuma. Prince Revolver, YouTube won't let me link the video. Just type in David J. Harris Jr. burst into tears. All right, let me write that down. That I gotta see for myself. Hi, Chief Triple Diamonds. They lack originality, creativity nowadays. I heard Hollywood today is not giving up with that potentially shitty reboot of The Crow. Oh my God. Shahid, what's good? Yeah, I mentioned you before, Shahid. And I want to look into that Burt's Bees thing that you told me about. Let me go back. Yeah, they're doing they're gonna reboot The Crow. Oh my God, dude, it's enough. Stop. I love The Crow, the first one, and I love the TV show Stairway to Heaven. That was a good TV show with Mark Dacascos. I love that dude. West Side Gun. You were talking about Death Metal. Prince Revolver says Hollywood is out of ideas. COVID is doing everyone a favor by shutting down the theater. Corporal says West Side Gun sounds like a transvestite version of Ghostface. Corporal, you know what? I'm actually doing a video on that very thing that you said. I'm actually going to expound on it more. But I don't know. I'm a West Side Gun fan. I love West Side. Um, Redskins fan, what's up? Ghostface plus soy lattes equal West Side Gun. Come on, bro. Stop. I love West Side Gun, dude. That's my brother. I love him. Instead of reboots, we should get proper sequels. Exactly. Or do something like a Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is written well, where it does that whole Creed thing. Instead of Rocky going and rebooting Rocky, he went forward and gave us Creed. It made sense. Jeremiah, you remember Lords of Brooklyn? Yep, I know Lords of Brooklyn. Do not mess with the crow. Crystal says, it's sad. I feel old because I have to watch old movies and old shows, old school, old hip hop. I'm still listening to Gravediggers in 2020. All the new shit is garbage. Crystal, I agree. Well, I'm an older head, or I should say, I have an old soul. A lot of people say that because I prefer watching old shit compared to new shit, all the agenda-driven shit. Hell, I'm at my best friend's house right now. I just went through, I don't know if a lot of you know about that detective show, Jake and the Fat Man. I'm watching that right now. Just going through, doing a binge watching of it. I'm up to season 3, and me and my best friend watching it. Fucking great detective show. Adam Phillip, Lords of Brooklyn had a surprisingly decent album a few months back. I gotta check that out. Twisters, no, are they I can't speak today. No, are they rebooting The Crow? Can they just fucking stop already? I agree, man. You should check out Unplug 'em and Days of Noah. I'm just writing this down. Simply Deep is saying, I've been watching this show called Big Sky and another one called The Undoing. Steesley, thank you so much for the $5. Steesley says, everything is cucked. Try to get my mind off the election by watching wrestling, and they push women as the main event sometimes. Yeah, I've been seeing that lately, that they're doing that. See, I don't really have a problem as long as, when it comes to professional wrestling, if the talent is there. Like, I don't really watch it too much anymore. I only pay attention to certain people. Like, I see this chick, Bianca Belair. She's awesome. I wouldn't mind seeing her main event shit. She puts on a show, and that's the whole point. You don't want to be bored. You know what I mean? So if they are talented, if they're getting a push, that's fine. But I would only have a problem if they kept doing it and they kept harping on the fact, well, they're women, Nah, don't do that. That's annoying. Did you hear Plastic Man will have a female lead? I heard about that. Yeah, I have no interest in seeing Plastic Man unless it's Plastic Man. All right. Yeah, Ghostface says, don't be sounding on me on no album. Old school Tony Carter says Cobra Kai is good. It definitely is. Exactly. Shahi says exactly. I love Cobra Kai and can't wait for season 3. Same here. Corporal Cemetery says waiting for the day Ruben has you on his show. Hey, listen, hit up Dave Rubin, man. I love him too. Hit him up. I'll go on his show. Redskin fan, Grave Diggers albums are heat, all of them. Jeremiah Hutchinson, they all rap like they are white robots. Crystal Halley says, yes, LOL, Jake and the Fat Man. Old school Tony Carter, Jake and the Fat Man, that's old, fam. Yeah, I love Jake and the Fat Man. High Chief says, the reason why Tron 3 was canceled 5 years ago is because of Disney's shitty live-action remakes of their timeless classic animated films. Yeah, listen, they should have never touched Lion King or Aladdin or Mulan or any of this stuff that is timeless. You want to fuck around it? Do not do it. It's better animated. Everyone always resorts back to that shit. Texas Outlaw, Jake and the Fat Man. I fucking love that show when I was little. Yup, it reminds me of me growing up with my dad because he liked all them detective shows, and Jake and the Fat Man was one of them. Mark Hendricks says, same here, old stuff is way better than the stuff that comes out today. Simply Deep, still watch my old DVD collection, so I won't watch any new crap they have now. Exactly. Old school Tony Carter says, I like Simon and Simon. I never got into that. I know what you're talking about, though. At least they will never reboot Married with Children. That show was perfect as it was. Death Metal Rob says. They were talking about doing that, but, you know, with how everyone's all offended today, I say leave it alone. It wouldn't make sense, you know, because of how Al Bundy is. Oh, shit. Oh, man. I'm about to go to sleep, bro. Do I miss Billy Dan's? I know he has something that just recently, he's working on something or just dropped. George, what's good, bro? Hi, Chief. Back to the Crow. Instead of having a shitty reboot, why not have a brand new, beautifully restored and remastered, uncut and uncensored version of Brandon Lee's Crow? Exactly. Adam Phillips says, some female main events are warranted and deserved, though barely watched in the last 2 years. Misanthropic One, who are your favorite current WWE and AEW female wrestlers? Like I said, I like Bianca Belair. She caught my eye. What's the one chick? I mean, if you're talking beauty standards, I don't need to know their names. I know that they're usually all hot. I think Alexa Bliss was one that I liked, but definitely Bianca Belair. And there was one woman of Indian descent that I was just watching one of her matches. I forget who she is, what her name is. Best wrestler ever, Hulk Hogan or Bret the Hitman Hart? Oh, that's what you're saying, Mark Hendricks. Steesley. Hey, here we go. Corporal says, I heard you like them Latin hoes. Kobe's wife single now. Cut the stop, dude. Rest in peace, Kobe. And I would never hit on her, by the way. Steesley says, I'm not saying that the women can't wrestle, but those cruiserweight men that can fly and do all sorts of cool acrobatic stuff that females can't do are barely in the show anymore. Simply Deep. Did you see the Hell in a Cell match between Sasha Banks and Bayley? That match was fire. Yeah, I like Sasha Banks too. Yeah. Prince says, used to love WE. Stop watching when guys like Stone Cold and The Rock stop wrestling. Yeah, same here too. Well, as soon as when they started like being in and out, I left, and that whole Attitude and Ruthless Aggression era was the shit. After, now that he's PC, or PG, I should say, I'm like, nah, I'm good. Now that WWE's PG. Did you ever listen to Swollen Members? Yes, I have. I like Swollen Members and Mad Child. Um, Outsiders, I still have that shirt. Too sweet. Uh, what else? Dark red butterfly word. Corporal says, you ever watch Into the Blue? Came out in '05. Just, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I haven't watched it fully, but I know what you're talking about. Um, Dr. Dolittle, blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna jump ahead. The film that saved Hollywood from dying was the first Godfather film. Why can't we have something original and fresh like the Godfather Part 1 and 2? Good point. Did I hear the new Caligula Styles album? No, I know it's out though. Um, Old School Tony Carter says Bret Hart is the best, no question. Dark Red Butterfly says dope Michael Jackson hat. Thank you. Death Metal Rob, WWE, Bianca Belair, Asuka, Rhea Ripley, AEW, Hikaru Shida, Anna Jay, and the Bunny. She's great as a manager, shit starter. Stirrer. You will dig, unplug them. The best real Hell in Cell will always be Undertaker versus HBK at Bad Blood in your house, October 1997. Crystal says Fallen was a great movie with Denzel and John Goodman. George says, do you watch South Korean films? The way they make way better and way more original movies than Hollywood. I want to check that out. Alright, so damn, fuck, it's 2 in the morning. Yo, I'm fucking beat. I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm gonna check out some of these things that I wrote down over here. Love y'all. Be safe. No, I haven't been watching Mandalorian this season, Adam. 97 survival rate for COVID. Yes, that is true, and vaccines are supposed to be around the corner. I don't know about you, but I'm not taking a vaccine unless, under this very certain circumstances that I would do it. But overall, I'm not willingly taking a vaccine. But I'm about to go, y'all. Just want to check in with you. I talked a lot. Jesus Christ. Hour and 20. Love you guys. Good night. Love you, Mark. Yeah, I'll see you in Salty's chat. Love you guys. Salty Army represent. Share this all over social media, by the way, to fight the YouTube censorship and algorithm. Upvote it, like it. Love y'all. All right. Peace, bitches.